My name's Henry Velliker. I'm the city administrator for the city of Waupaca, and it's a pleasure to be here to MC our program. I'd like to thank the aviators for your show. It was great. I'm going to explain a little bit about the sound here. The sound that Cherokee's has apparently is not the best. We have a community access channel that we're filming this program on, and we're piped in for sound. And so we're going to make this program available for all of you so you can you have it. So it's my pleasure. If you have a program, if you don't, I'll have a copy on the back table. Or I will get you one, sir. But I'd like to introduce our mayor, Brian Smith.
Thank you, Henry. Good afternoon, or good evening now, I guess. Thank you, everybody, for coming today. This is a wonderful celebration of what Pete has done for us at the airport, and to recognize Pete Anderson is a wonderful thing, and we appreciate you all attending today. Just want to recognize a few people that are here today. I'll just start with the city people we have. City Council, I know we have Scott Perchatsky. Scott, just put your hand up there. Lori Chestnut is here. I think that's it for City Council. We have County Board, Mary Kay Pullman is with us. Airport Board, we have John Gusmer standing right over here. Been on the airport board for many, many years. Appreciate his help. And of course we have Henry. Sandy Stibbs is here somewhere. She's our assistant clerk. She also worked for Pete for many, many years out here. So she knows a lot about what's going on. And I also wanted to recognize, of course, Beth, Pete's daughter, is here. Susan, and I'm sure you've all met them. I'm not sure everybody here has, but Mother Susan is right over there. And then Pete's brother, Doug, and his wife, Shelley, are also here. Awesome. Thank you. Pete's done a lot for the airport, and we appreciate everything that he's done. I just wanted to bring up a couple of things that I can remember that he's done that have been really important to us. One of the things is, and it doesn't maybe seem so important, but it was very important to us with everything that's going on. But he was very instrumental in getting us an emergency response plan out here. That's the very first time we had one out here, believe it or not. And he was very instrumental in doing that. Of course, that was not necessarily part of his job, but he took that. He liked working with young adults, so he brought young students out here to make sure that they had the ability to learn about aviation and then just see how an airport is run. And that was a good thing. He also installed the taxi cab service during EAA so that people could fly in here and then they would have a cab service or some kind of ride over to either the Oshkosh itself or to their hotel rooms, and that started to bring more and more people in here. And he also collaborated with the EAA a lot more with to bring the Warbirds here, which are coming here next Thursday, and the Warbirds are going to do a flyover over the Wisconsin Veterans Home in King before they come in here. So that'll be great. Pete also was very instrumental in helping us build this hangar that we have here. A lot of grant monies, a lot of donations, and it's a nice addition to our place here. I guess I just want to say that, you know, working with Pete, he was a department head, obviously, and we worked very closely with him. He was very dedicated to the city. He knew what the importance of stretching a dollar was, obviously in a place where it costs a lot of money to run an airport, and he did a wonderful job in helping with this. He had a lot of ideas, a lot of imagination, and it was I just will miss him. He's done a great job. Of course, he's left the legacy of his daughter, who is doing a great job for us also. So thank you very much.
I'd like to now introduce Chip Gentry with Cherokees to Oshkosh. Chip?
What an honor, the city of Waupaca. What an honor to the Anderson family. Pete is very much alive. You know, the energy of who we are as a flight, who we are as a family of Cherokee pilots. It's just an incredible, humbling experience to be here and to be able to talk about what he meant to us. As you might imagine, you know, we all saw him as a huge teddy bear to us. His big grin, his oversized personality, even as humble as he was. And we always enjoyed, frankly, kind of sneaking in a hug once in a while. It wasn't necessarily the natural thing Pete would do, but he tolerated us giving him hugs. And really, he served as a rock for our family of aviators. And the rock really symbolizes a lot for us, and I think really exposes just how alive he is and how immortality does have a sense on Earth, let alone beyond, you know, our human condition here on Earth. You know, I see my 7-year-old daughter. I've got a 14-year-old son. The Cherokee family knows that they've been up here the last couple of years. They got to be with Pete. They got to see Pete. And they remember him well, and they talk about him fondly, and they look forward to meeting him. So it's really a blessing to me to have someone with such incredible character really, truly talk the talk and walk the walk. He wasn't fake. He wasn't insincere. And being able to see my children get to experience him and get to see him as a person really just means a tremendous amount of love and affection. And I know I speak for the rest of the Cherokee family. We all feel the same way. We have a few things we'd like to present to the Anderson family, some a little fun and lighthearted, and some, you know, sincere and heartfelt that we wanted to provide. So without any further ado, we'd like to invite our esteemed Dr. Dan Gillette up here to perform a little song for us.
It's a wireless amp. Move it out further. You'll excuse me while I tune, hopefully. Once a month I have a thing where I like to play in tune. I want to perform for you a little song that I wrote about the Cherokees to Oshkosh group, and also about Pete. If the song sounds a little unrehearsed, it's because I wrote most of it right before we went on this last flight. I heard CTO is flying. That means formation's on the way. I see finger-tipping in trails. I can't wait to fly today. Let's go fly tonight. Formation flight's alright. CTO is gonna fly. Flying in, coming to Waupaca. Land to wait, taxi to South Ramp. Pete is here, hangar is all set up. CTO, all is good to go. Let's go fly tonight, formation flight's alright. CTO is gonna fly. We got Dwayne out in the lead now. Upside down, Art is in the tail. We got Chip Hold in the middle. Hope there's no IMC today. Let's go fly tonight. formation flight's alright. CTO is gonna fly. Thank you very much. I didn't even flub the line with the extra syllables.
Thank you so much, Dan. We have a very talented person amongst our group. We all bring different skill sets to the Cherokee family. And one of us is very, very good at making custom quilts. And so the beauty of quilts and what it goes to take into the idea and what goes into actually making the quilt is all from the heart, all very time consuming, and all very, very thoughtful. And with that, I'd like to bring Sandra Harding up for a presentation to the Anderson family, please.
Could you hang me out to dry first? Oh. When we heard Peter died, and I'm sorry I'm going to cry, we were also brokenhearted. I was, because Tony and I were normally the first here, and we always had a day with Pete, talking, reminiscing over what had happened over the 12 months, etc., etc. When I heard he died, I said to Tony, I said, I want to make a memory quilt. I said, and give it to Sue. Then she'll think of us and remember her husband. So Sue, this is for you. You want nothing. You want this one. You want this one. Oh, is that awesome? I made it so that if you want to hang it up, you can.
Yes,
you can
I
put
will.
a rabbit rod in it, or you can just throw it over your lap.
And I thank you too. We love you guys just as much.
Stay up here.
I'm going.
We also couldn't let the Anderson family get out of here without getting some very own Pete Anderson Memorial Cherokees to Oshkosh 2016 arrival shirts. So we have Sue's and Beth's.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And where's Richard? Is Richard hiding back there?
I think
Oh, working? Okay. Got one for Richard. Henry and Brian. Can't let the city administrator and the mayor get away without having it. It's Henry's. You're welcome. You tied these knots.
we gotta have some fun.
Thank you very much, Bill. Thank you very much. So we also had a lot of talk amongst the Cherokee family is that we felt like we needed something down where Beth and Sue and the airport board and all of the future people that come into the city of Waupaca and the airport. The reality is I alluded about Pete being a rock for us, and his rock really created ripples. And these ripples are in this ocean of life that we're all in together, and there aren't any shores, and these ripples really will go on throughout time. And there's going to be a point in time when somebody may say, well, who is this Pete Anderson guy? Because we've heard such wonderful things. So we wanted to make a plaque that Sue and Beth and Jeff and the rest of the family could hang in the Waupaca Airport. And it says, in loving memory, Pete Anderson, Waupaca Municipal Airport. And it's got the High Flight poem. Many of us know it. It's written by John Gillespie McGee Jr., who wrote it after being up high in a Spitfire in World War II, and shortly after that lost his life in the war. And one of his commanding officers found this poem in his belongings, and the poem ended up coming into immortality. And it really says so much about, I think, how we see Pete and really how we think Pete saw the world. It says, "Oh, I've slipped the surly bonds of earth and danced the skies on laughter-silvered wings. Sunward I've climbed and joined the tumbling mirth of sun-split clouds and done 100 things you have not dreamed of. Wheeled and soared and swung, high in the sunlit silence, hovering there, I've chased the shouting wind along and flung my eager craft through footless halls of air. Up, up the long, delirious, burning blue, I've topped the wind-swept heights with ease grace, where never lark or even eagle flew. And while with silent, lifting mind I've trod the high, untrespassed sanctity of space, put out my hand and touched the face of God." The Cherokee's Oshkosh family honors our dear friend Pete Anderson, our sincere, loyal, and loving friend. May his passion for flight ripple throughout time and touch others as he touched us.
I want to thank all you people who made Pete's life so much more joyful, and he enjoyed you very much. And I hope you keep coming back, because he'll be here waiting for you. And thank you so much for all of this. Thank you.
Next up on the program is Kent and Jen Dellenbush with Piper Aviation Group Limited. Jen and Kent.
So we're here today, we wanted to present this print in memory of Pete. It's a Sam Lyons print. If you know Pete, you know that he loved Sam Lyons. This one is called A Wing and a Prayer. It's a picture of a DC-3 flying over a country church. And when we saw it, we just thought it would be the right thing. There's a little plaque at the bottom. Pete Anderson, he was the change. I'm not going to get through this. Pete was he was the change. He was the change that we would all like to see in the world. He did the things. He didn't wait for somebody else to do them. He would step up and take care of things. He was a person who made a difference, and we wanted to have this to present to Beth and Susan and to the city to say, there was a person here who made a difference. He was a good friend to aviation, and he was a good friend to us, and we will miss him.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh no. Well, the last presentation of the evening is going to be by Mayor Smith. The city of Waupaca would also like to recognize Pete with a gift.
Thank you, Henry. I'm actually going to just read exactly how it was written. Usually I take credit for all the good things that happened, and any of the bad things that happened I blame on Henry, of course. So, but actually Henry, exactly. But this is something that Henry wrote, and it was really cool. So I wanted to just read it as he wrote it. From my earlier remarks, you know how much the city staff and I respected Pete's work here at the airport. He was a team player and his demeanor was always calm and self-deprecating. Pete wanted to make Brunner Field the gold standard for small general aviation airports in Wisconsin. Don't you think he did a pretty good job achieving that goal? As many of you know, Pete's work at the airport was never about Pete, and that's what he and his family would want us to remember most about his life and his work in aviation. So Pete, it brings me a lot of joy to be able to put your family's wishes into practice. On behalf of the City of Waupaca, I want to announce that the city will contribute $300 in Pete's name as a seed money to rehabilitate a dilapidated walkway at the terminal, converting it to decorative pavers. The donation will pay for a large brick in Pete's name, the first of many commemorative bricks that we anticipate will be donated to beautify the outside terminal area. Pete, thanks so much. We miss you.
Well, that finishes our program. We do have a cake. I hope you'll join us and have a piece. Again, thank you guys for everything you do. This really makes us really happy in Waupaca that we've got this kind of level of interest in this airport and the usage. It's just really great. And again, hats off to Pete. I don't know what pilots do to send the guy off, but whatever you do, send him off. Thanks so much.
I just wanted everybody to know we have these. I know a lot of people want memories. They're just little cards. I figured because everybody's in their plane and don't want to carry a bunch of stuff with them. So we have the little cards up by Dad's urn that if you'd like to take one, you're more than welcome to. That's why they're here. So just have the dates of the life and death and then, of course, his favorite Bible verse. But thank you all for being here. Really do appreciate it. It's been wonderful to see you all. So, but thank you. So.